So then we go walk by. Then you see Adrian Brody.
Oh, this is the best.
So Adrian Brody won Oscar for the Brutus. So when I did my cruise that I get made fun of for doing, the big Paul Allen cruise that had all the celebrities on it, Adrian Brody was there. So I was like, you want to go meet Adrian Brody?
He was so excited. He was so excited about it. He goes, all right, man. Let's go. My boy, Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
My boy. We had a good time together.
Good.
We go back.
We go way back. He's going to be really excited.
Probably 10 years ago.
Did y'all hang out on that cruise, or were you just around each other?
We did. Apparently not as much as I thought we did. But we definitely did.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go meet him. I was like, this is a guy, it's his night, And so he's sitting over there, and he's sitting on the couch. Again, he's the same thing like Queen. Like, no one wants you to come up to him.
Yeah.
And then me and Nick are just walking up to people like they're rides. And so I go down there, and I was like, hey, man. I was like, Nate. And there's no context to anything that I'm saying to him. And so he goes, oh, hey, he doesn't know me. And there's no context. And I was like, we went on that boat. Remember that boat we went on? That trip? And he goes, yeah. I go, we were in the South China Sea.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. And then his buddy next to him did know me. He was like, oh, I'm a big fan. And I was like, I appreciate it. I go, South China Sea.
Yeah. Does that not narrow it down at all?
Again, he goes, South China Sea. And all of a sudden he goes, oh, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But like
I still don't remember.
He wasn't even looking at me when he said that's crazy. He was looking, he goes, yeah, that was a wild trip. And then I was like, he doesn't remember any of this.
Wow.
It was just so great. I think he almost said it a third time. South China Sea on the way out. Like,
I mean, imagine just someone, you just won an Oscar.
Yeah.
You cried, you gave a speech. And within an hour, you got a guy just going, South China Sea.
Hey, dog.
Yeah. What's up, Adrian?
He might have recognized me more than you.
Yeah, why?
Because I did the Tonight Show with him.
Oh, yeah.
Like 3 weeks ago, dressing room right next to him.
Did you talk to him?
No.
You could have got him in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I feel like I have as much of an in.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah,
you do have as much an in.
Yeah.
I should have, if I knew you did that, I would have brought that up. South China Sea. Aaron Weber.
ambulance.
Yeah.
So then we go.
The guy set the record for longest Oscar acceptance speech. You know,
wow.
5.5 minutes.
Last night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Set the record.
That's so then
5.5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Also another fun story from last night. Sean Baker,
who also broke a record last night.
He broke a record last night.
I think
Won 4 Oscars.
I think 5 Oscars. I thought it was 5.
It's
more than Walt Disney, is what someone said.
I read that.
Anora,
right?
From the movie Anora. So he used to do stand-up comedy. I was on a show with him. I've met him a couple times. But again, coming off the excitement of the
met
Adrian
him a couple
Brody
times years ago.
Yeah. Years ago. But we just had so much excitement with Adrian Brody being so excited to,
Nick's been loving it. He's been making fun of me.
I have been making fun of him. I just keep walking around going, South China Sea. South China Sea. So then I'm like, we're talking to these women and from the Washington Post and somebody else that's just there.
Yeah, which we got mentioned in the Washington Post.
Got for what's about to happen. So I tell him, I've done comedy with Sean Baker. I'm so proud of him. I mean, he's done, movies from an iPhone. His first movie, did everything together. I'm just so proud. I can't wait to see him and congratulate him and say hi. And she goes, he's right over there. I go, all right, well, let's go, Nate. Let's go over. I'm gonna, we're gonna see my boy Sean.
We're back in the pit with Adrian Brody.
So
what we didn't pick on, we just shouldn't have been in that pit.
Yeah.
There was like a kind of 2-step down pit area, and that seemed where the Oscar people were, and it was like, I don't know, maybe leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up to him and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's so nice. He goes, hey, how are you? I'm Sean. I'm like crushed for a second.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is like my cousin, that he's going to be like, give me a kiss on my cheek or something, like so excited. And I go, oh, we did comedy together. He goes, oh, yeah. And I probably should have just left it at that, but now I'm just keep going. I'm like, Ian Edwards, a comedian that we both know. He goes, oh, yeah, man, God, I know, it's just crazy. I'm just going further. I'm like, the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge, we were talking about that. He goes, yes, that's right, man. It just keeps going. He's like, man, I'm so sorry. He's like, I feel like everything's just been so nuts. I feel like, I've been having like a vasectomy today. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just like the South China Sea.
He's just, and someone's with him going, he's got to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got 5 Oscars in his
He was
hand.
the big star of the night.
Yeah. He's got all this stuff. And
he was so nice, though. He couldn't have been cooler,
Yeah, he was very, very
nice. He was just like, hey.
AJ Brody was. They're all very nice, being polite to amuse us when they don't want to go to. So then we go to this other after party. And so then there's after party that like everybody's supposedly going to. And so we get there and we walk in and you're like, all right, this could be the one. Supposedly like this is where like kind of everybody hangs out late and stuff. And we walk in, we're sitting there, guy walks up to Nick and like bends down and goes like, hey man, what's up? And Nick's like, hey man, great. He goes, you doing good? He goes, yeah, doing good, man. He goes, all right, I'll see you, man. And then he walks off. And then Nick just walks over to me, he's not talking. And he's not like addressing what happened. I know who the guy was. So I could see the guy and I was like, he doesn't know who that was. It was Leonardo DiCaprio. Dude, Leonardo DiCaprio got an inch from his face.
Yeah, he bent down, gave me a hug, gave me a little hug and a dab.
And was like, how's it going, man? He's like, yeah, it's good, man. You go do whatever. And then...
You keeping on, brother.
Nick shouldn't even been within 12 blocks of this party. And he's got the main guy coming up saying hello. And he's like, all right, brother, I'll see you.
Do you know him?
No. It was like I'm standing in the middle and I'm just I'll be friendly to anybody. I make eye contact. I'm just like, hey, what's up? He
made eye contact too. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
He came, he saw you, and he bent down and he said, what's up? I mean, it was like, it was your like moment. I mean, I think if you'd have been like, where are y'all going? Can I come hang? He would have been like, yes.
Yeah.
Like he was being super cool with that, little interaction. But then you blew him off, and he did it as if it was just like someone after a show going, great show, and he's like, yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out, man. Yeah,
thanks for coming out, man. Like, and he's just not talking. And I was like, I debated in the moment. I was like, should I wait and tell you like today? But then I was like, I kind of want, yeah. Then I was like, I'll just tell you now. I go, do you know who that was? He's like, no, you couldn't see their face at all. He was in your face. Y'all would have kissed almost.
Yeah.
And then Leonardo DiCaprio. But this party was like super fun. I don't know if there's just like, everybody was just kind of at this party.
Yeah.
There was a guy randomly who, you're not supposed to take photos at this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not supposed to take photos, somebody's going to want to take the camera out and involve me in it, in a place.
Yeah.
So he singles me out and is trying to take videos with me and photos. And he's like, I'm going to introduce you to Megan Nostalgia. But he's now like...
The Stallion?
Yeah. I didn't say what...
What did you say?
I just said it really kind of... I just said Megan Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Megan.
Sound like a transformer.
Yeah.
You said Megan Nostalgia.
Nostalgic.
I think he said Mustalia.
Yeah.
Megan Mustalia.
Mega Mustalia.
Megan Mustalia.